Saat ini berada di showroom Alibaba, sedang dijelaskan oleh tugas sejarah Alibaba dan juga teknologi yang digunakan, juga bagaimana Alibaba membangun retail ekonomi di dunia.
And they represent the new retail business scenarios that are being active now in our retail platform. And you can see we have the red house, stands for LST, 零售通 Retail Express, and we also have Kobe a local service, Hema Supermarket, Tmall Community Store, In Time and Suning, different business scenarios. And we also use our technology to mirror the offline buildings on our Sky City, which means we will demonstrate the online real-time transactions in the offline buildings and communities. And you can see different colors represent different levels of the business activities. The red color and also the purple color and also the light blue color represent activities from high to the low level. And also, you can see that there are many products that are falling from the Sky City. They represent what kind of a product category that the consumers are now buying on our retail marketplaces. And you also see the flying beams that are flying from the Sky City down to the physical store of the Hema Supermarket. It means a real-time transaction that is being placed online from our consumer base, and then those orders will come to the offline physical store. Our Hema staff will collect the stuff into one bag and put it on a conveyor belt, and then the conveyor belt will be dropping at the back end of the delivery station of Hema Supermarket, and our courier guy will ride on the motorcycle and also deliver the packages to the households. All happens in 30 minutes. So you can also see that there are different running motional routes that are going on in the city in different roads and different streets. So the yellow motional route represents the most efficient logistics delivery routes, and the blue route stands for the food delivery network delivery routes. So it's in our Ele.me network. So you can have a very comprehensive and very big picture of how it is going on and what is going on in Alibaba ecosystem on our retail marketplaces. And later we can start from this to long-term money and also to make them sustainable and engage 2 billion consumers worldwide, 1 billion from China, and the rest 1 billion from Southeast Asia, from Africa, from Europe, and America. And ultimately create 100 million job opportunities. So this is the goal we put forward in 2016, and we decided to achieve it, to make it happen by 2036. And then in the new retail ecosystem, so we will be able to send the product from the person when he has placed the order online to the moment when he received the product, all in 30 minutes. So this is a perfect example to demonstrate how we are combining the online retail with the offline retail. So in the future, we have an envision. We believe that in the future, there's no offline physical business and online e-commerce. There's only business to be digitized and not to be digitized. So all the business digitized will have a broader access to the consumption, to the consumerism and consumer base. Microsoft and Alibaba Cloud. For other cloud computing service providers, they're open source, which means the foundation of their cloud computing is not does not belong to their own. So they rely on others. But we start our computational system Sejarah, starting from the very line of the coding, was written by Alibaba engineers. So in this sense, Sejarah and Alibaba Cloud is self-independent state developed, and now mobile payment network. So it's a mutual beneficial situation for Alipay and also for local English, for Chinese, Mandarin. So you can use your voice to control the home appliances and also different platforms in Alibaba. 天猫精灵，打开所有电器。So I ask you to turn on all the home appliances. 天猫精灵。 把空调的温度降低到20度。I asked it to turn the temperature from 26 to 20. 天猫精灵，关闭所有电器。I can also ask a question. 天猫精灵，印度尼西亚的首都是哪里？ What's the capital of Indonesia? Jakarta. So you can ask many questions, and you play with it. It gets smarter and smarter. So this is how artificial intelligence is doing its self-learning. Ideas about our values in Alibaba. In Alibaba, we have 6 major values, and the first and foremost one is called customers first, employees second, and shareholders third. When we went public in the New York Stock Exchange, we didn't invite any of our shareholders, any of the founders or CEO or the top management executives onto this podium. Instead, we selected 8 representatives of our customers. You can see different faces. A guy from the US, a cherry farmer selling cherries to the Chinese market via Tmall Global. And we also have a delivery guy, a Taobao online shop owner, a Taobao model, and a customer service girl. So everyone represents different business line in Alibaba, and all together, that's the whole Alibaba ecosystem. We do this because we believe that after 15 years, in 2014, after 15 years after our hard work, we are not the best person to stand here, because if we want to become successful, if we want to make money, the first priority is that we make sure our customers can make money on Alibaba platforms. So this is the philosophy in Alibaba. And another one is embracing change. This is quite serious compared to this one, smiling faces. In 2003, we had a very serious crisis in Alibaba. That's the SARS epidemic crisis. One of the employees went to Canton, Guangzhou to attend the Canton Fair, and when she returned, she was suspected for SARS epidemic. So all of the people who had contact with her were forced by the government to go back to their home to stand in quarantine, including Jack Ma. Before the quarantine, we had this temporary meeting, and Jack Ma called on everybody to stand together and stand firm in front of this crisis. And we also helped. After this meeting, all of our employees and the staff voluntarily started packing their working equipment, i.e., their PC, their fax machine, and telephone, so as to brought them home, and they could continue working in their home. And during the quarantine, we also received a lot of help and assistance from our family members. So in order to mark this day and also celebrate the spirit we overcame this crisis together, we decided to mark May 10th each year as Alibaba Day. And every year on that day, according to our tradition, we will hold a grand group wedding with 102 couples getting married on this campus. At least one of them is from Alibaba. And Jack Ma, every time when he's available, he will be on campus to attend and preside over this ceremonial wedding ceremony. And it also has become a very unique tradition and a special culture in Alibaba. And here is another culture in Alibaba. It's called to see the world from another point of view. In the early days when Taobao was born, we had a huge problem. That is the presence of eBay in China. So Taobao was an ant, and eBay was an elephant. So this is how an elephant was defeated by an ant. And at that time, we had this idea to see the world from another perspective. We decided to open Taobao platforms to all the small merchants and sellers in China, and we charged them with $0. So it's basically free for them. So a lot of small companies, a lot of small sellers decided to migrate from eBay to Taobao and open up their online shop. So that is why after 4 years, eBay withdrew from China completely. And this is how, by adopting the philosophy to see the world from another perspective, ant defeated elephant. And Taobao now is the predominantly important C2C marketplace in China. And here we have another phrase, to make it easy to do business anywhere. This is the founding mission of Alibaba, from Alibaba from 1999 as the mission in Alibaba. And throughout the past 20 years, we have never wavered in front of this mission. And in order to be more specific with this mission, we also have add a definition in front of this mission in the era of digital economy to make it easy to do business and of logistics in Alibaba. So we were very humble to call ourselves rookie or newbie. But Cainiao Logistics Network is not just a logistics company. We're actually a data-driven logistics platform, help to build logistics infrastructure in China and beyond our borders. So the key of Cainiao is all right, let's come inside this building, and you can see how Alibaba started from the very beginning. This oil painting is very iconic in Alibaba, and it starts from a photo over there. We also framed the photo and put it there as a reminder to us how Alibaba was started in Jack's hand and mind. In 1999, that was a time very critical for most of the internet companies in China and also for Alibaba. But before 1999, Jack Ma was leading a team in Beijing and leading a team in Beijing to work for China's National Ministry of Foreign Trade, develop some websites and also develop some portals. But after 14 months of working in Beijing, they actually had a hard time to continue the project. So they decided to come back to Hangzhou, Jack Ma's hometown, to start all over again. And before departing to Hangzhou, they went to the Great Wall and also vowed on the Great Wall to build a Chinese company that the world would be proud of one day. And that is the very inception of Alibaba. And over here are some of the old pictures to document and talk about the WTO. So WTO has been helping to engage and also integrate globalization for the last 2 decades. But the most of the people benefited from globalization are the multinational big corporation companies from the developed economies. And now we are working on how to engage the small companies from those developing economies and also developing countries to have the same access like those big corporations in the past. So this is what we call as inclusive globalization. Everyone is included, everyone is given the same opportunities, same access. And now through our efforts, we have located 3 EWTP hubs around the world, in Malaysia, in Rwanda, and also in Belgium. So EWTP stands for Electronic World Trade Platform. We hope by leveraging this initiative and platform to help more small companies from around the world to engage in global trade. And domestically in China, we have our own apartment, and this is how we were working in the guest room, and we were how we were working in the living room and also in the balcony. And they put it in a meeting room. So this is how we were convening a meeting in the backyard garden and in the open air. Here you can see there's a foreigner. He was an American reporter from Newsweek, and he heard about Alibaba early, just right after Alibaba was born. So he heard that was a very interesting, unique internet company in China, in Hangzhou, in China. So he was curious. So he flew all the way from America to China, to Hangzhou, and decided to discover what is like Alibaba that stands itself from other internet companies. And after twists and turns, he found Alibaba in a very ordinary apartment. When he opened the door, he found 20 people, surfing the internet inside this apartment, and many thought it was an illegal internet cafe hiding in a community. So this is the first impression of many people about Alibaba. But even to today, we still reserve this venue, this apartment, as a very important incubator center in Alibaba. And every time when we're about to go launch and online some project or product, we'll firstly migrate the key personnel of that team and invite them to work here so that they can feel and get a sense of how our founders started Alibaba 20 years ago. We also hope that they can inherit the legacy of entrepreneurship and or embed their spirit in the product that they are working on. As far as I know, Taobao, our DingTalk, and Alibaba, they were all born here. So it's a starting point of Alibaba, and it's also the place where our dreams begin. So this is a very secret place and also a sacred place to the hearts of Alibaba people.